Hello and welcome to Lutherans Alive. This is the program that seeks to tell the stories of Lutheran Christians and their ministries here in Southwestern Pennsylvania. I'm Pastor Tony Schneck, pleased to be your host on the program today with two guests, Kay Christ and Debbie Kehoe, representing the Alliance Against Drugs, an important ministry here in our area, and welcome to the program today.
Thanks for having us, Tony.
Thank you for being here. And could you tell us a little bit about how this organization came about, this organization against drugs?
Well, absolutely. Back in 2002, one of our local high school students, she was 16 years old, had died as a consequence of using drugs. So she had an overdose. Her family was very involved in their church, and she laid in a coma for 3 days before she finally passed away. The members of her church were very involved in their school district, actually very involved with the Pine Richland School District. And Dr. Jim Manley, who was the superintendent at the time, said, you know, the problem with drug use crosses all boundaries of schools. And so in order to combat this problem that's affecting our children, that we need to get all of our schools together to recognize that we all share the same problem with drug use. And so as a consequence, back in 2003, we became a 501c3 nonprofit, bringing together all of the northern area school districts, signing a resolution that we were going to do something about the problem. And that's where we started. We originally were the Northern Area Alliance Against Highly Addictive Drugs. We've expanded to include so many schools across the region, so now a lot of times people just refer to us as the Alliance.
Okay. Certainly a serious problem that needs to be addressed, and good that an organization such as this one is addressing the problem, and in some ways cooperation between the school districts and also local churches, both of you being members of local churches. Kay, a member at the Berkeley Hills Lutheran Church in the North Hills, and Debbie yourself being with Saints John and Paul Parish, also in the northern area of our region here. Tell us a little bit about how each of you got involved in the Alliance and your current position. Debbie, let's start with you. What is your role with the Alliance, and how did you get there?
Well, I am one of the founding members of the Alliance. You see, this young girl that died, her mother is my dearest friend. And at the time I was working for the North Hills School District as a drug and alcohol counselor for the district. And when her daughter Ashley passed away, it was so traumatic for the entire family and for all of the people that this young girl touched their lives. And so I had gotten involved. I got to know Dr. Manley very well and really got involved. And while I was working for the school district, I was doing a lot of work behind the scenes for the Alliance in putting together our first meetings and reaching out to the community to get community leaders involved. I had left North Hills and was helping to set up a program for the Fox Chapel School District as well, when I had made the decision that I was going to leave that position and work full-time for the Alliance. And I never had any regrets. It's been a mission that I have been on, and that all of the people that I work with share that mission equally. So I'm a founding member of the Alliance, and then I'll let Kay talk about how she's gotten involved.
Okay. I am the Alliance's outreach specialist. I've been working with the Alliance for 2 years now. I've had drugs impact on my extended family, so it's been a passion of mine and something I wanted to do something about because I've seen firsthand what it can do to people and families and communities. So about 2 years ago, a friend of mine who was on the board told me that there was this position open part-time So I went and talked to Debbie and some of the board members and decided this is what I wanted to do in my life. So this is what I'm doing now. I'm basically reaching out to churches in the area and trying to get them to become members of the Alliance with us. And so we help parents send that message, not only from schools, but from churches and from businesses. And we want the whole community sending the same message about how we care about our young people and want to keep them safe and drug-free.
So each of you have experienced this issue in a very personal way, and that it's affected you in the way of close friends, family members, and so you can certainly fully put yourself into the work that you do to help a very important part of our community, and that is our young people. Certainly where the problem is very great in our area, as it is in many places. It is a serious problem. What sorts of things do you find yourself doing specifically in your work with the Alliance? What sort of specific, can you say some things about specific programs or specific outreaches that the Alliance is engaged in right now?
Well, I like to begin, and then Kay can follow up with some of those programs. But the thing that we understand, and that we really try to get the message across, that any programs that are provided for children they really need to be reinforced at home. And so the Alliance's mission is to educate and raise awareness to all members of the community, and that includes working directly with kids, working with their parents, working with the churches, our faith-based institutions, our law enforcement, our government officials, and our community leaders as well, and our businesses that hire our young people. The only way that we can really make a change is to provide families with information, hopefully long before they need it. And so we focus a lot on providing programs that reach out to parents of younger children. We have children that are in recovery right now for drug and alcohol issues as young as 5th grade, 4th grade. And so because of this, there's so many people who don't realize. The other thing is that there's a lot of people who say, okay, if you're going to use drugs, that's your problem. But they don't stop to realize how many other people that are affected by the use of drugs, the extended family, the neighbors, the community at large. And so the programs that we've developed are to bring together and unite an entire community. And Kay can certainly talk about some of those programs that we are offering now to schools and to churches.
We have a couple programs that we offer. A big one we do is called our Listen program that we do in schools and churches, and it's aimed at parents, usually in 5th grade, but we open it up to about 8th grade or whatever grade we want to go to. We bring the parents and the students together because we found that we really need to show the parents what the children are learning too, or sometimes that message doesn't get reinforced at home. So we bring them in together. We show them our Listen video, which is a story of several families and how drug use has impacted their lives. Two daughters who have died, another mother whose son is in jail, and then a girl who talks about how her sister's drug use broke up the whole family. We then pull the kids out and have discussion times with them, talking points where we talk about what they saw, what they heard, and we also like to be positive and proactive. So we talk to them about what do they want to be when they grow up? What are their hopes and goals and dreams? How can drugs impede them getting to those goals and dreams? And while they're out, we have a panel discussion, experts, some recovering addicts, who answer questions our panels might ask. Parents want to know a lot, usually from our recovering addicts. How did you get started? What age did you start? What could your parents have done differently? Those are a lot of the questions we hear over and over again from concerned parents. So they know better, they're better equipped in how to deal with these things. Then we bring the children back in and they have a note card where they've written down a hope, a goal, a dream. So we ask parents to use that as a jumping off point because we found that parents have a hard time starting that discussion with their children. We're also next year going to offer 3 town hall meetings in different areas at our different member churches. At this town hall meeting, we'll show our video Signs of Trouble, which is an adult-only video, and it shows all different kinds of drugs and drug paraphernalia. We will also bring the same panel of experts in to talk and answer their questions. That's why we keep that for parents only. There's things there that we might not want children to see, you know, different kind of paraphernalia and those things. So we're going to open it up and make it community-wide and hopefully reach out to more people who haven't been able to attend one of our programs in the past. So we're hoping to do those kind of things. We also have our prevention video of the month, which is once a month. We have a video on our website where parents can go and watch it. It tells you what age it's appropriate for, so if it is appropriate to watch with your child, which most of ours are, we've partnered with the Attorney General and show his safety videos as well on things like cyberbullying, sexting, internet predators, those kind of things, because we want to address all kind of safety issues in regards to our children and our youth. So we had once a month video, and then we thought, a parent brought to us the fact that, what if my issue that I'm dealing with is not the same issue as your video's dealing with this month? So now we've changed it, and all our videos are on there. We highlight one each month, but a parent is free to go and watch any video that relates to them. There's talking points for them as well on each one, and then there's also a blog where they can ask us questions. They can talk to other parents. We monitor it and check everything and make sure it is appropriate, and then it's posted. So they can start discussions with other parents. Maybe they find somebody else who's dealing with the same issue they're dealing with their child. And, you know, we all know as being parents that there's nothing quite as reassuring as somebody else who's dealing with the same kind of issue. So those are some of the programs we're offering now.
Truly a cooperative effort, and we're going to hear more about it after we're going to take just a short break here on Lutherans Alive. Welcome back to Lutherans Alive. We continue our conversation about the Alliance Against Drugs here with Kay Christ and Debbie Kehoe. And we were talking a little bit in the last segment about how it truly is a cooperative effort between many members of the community, school districts, churches, local businesses, and in particularly parents. That's why it's called an alliance, a group of people working together. Could you say some more about that cooperation between people in the community and how churches are involved particularly?
Well, here's the thing, that when we provide a program in a school and parents are informed that there's going to be an evening program to talk about drugs and alcohol, there's possibly a couple big reasons why parents don't come. Number one, because they don't want people to think that their family has a problem. People might get the impression that the parents themselves have a problem. What we are hoping to do is families come to church. And it would be my wish to see churches open their arms to us, to let us have an opportunity to say to their congregation, hey, we are a resource information network. We are here for you. Churches, like schools, have a responsibility of watching over our youth. Anybody who is working directly with youth need to understand the youth crisis of drug use. It's not just a school's responsibility, and it's not just a parent's responsibility, but the churches where our children go, the businesses that hire our children, they also need to have an understanding of what's going on. And so if we can get through the churches and we can meet with families through the church, then all of those families that have a difficult time coming and hearing the message through the school will still get that message the way that they need to.
Mm-hmm. And indeed, just as a reminder, we're not talking about just Lutheran churches because we're here on a Lutheran television program, but you yourself coming from a Roman Catholic congregation, that this is across the board. These are all community churches working together. It's an ecumenical effort.
Absolutely. Let me say that when we hold a program in a school or when we hold a program in a church, there are no boundaries. Anybody throughout the community is welcome to attend any of our programs. And that goes for schools and that goes for churches. And when we put together our town hall meetings for next year in local faith-based institutions, we're going to open the doors and ask them to invite the other surrounding church congregations to attend as well. Because, like I said, drug dealers know no boundaries, and our alliance needs to have no boundaries either.
Yeah, our children are too important, and
Absolutely.
our young people are too important to let those things get between us. We need to pull together when it comes to this, certainly. Certainly. So how has the response been? Can you say a bit about how many churches are involved right now? Where? As you said, it's not just limited to the northern area. How's it going?
Well, let me begin, and then I'm going to turn this over to Kay. We initially began our work with our local churches. We do a lot of work with the Pittsburgh Diocese, the Catholic high schools, and have brought a lot of them on. So those are a part of our school members now. And we have designed programs specifically for those schools. We have been on a mission, and with Kay's help, have been going out and meeting churches across the entire region, actually. But the focus right now has been a lot in the north and the West Hills. And Kay, you can talk more about that.
Okay. Part of my responsibility is going out and meeting with pastors and youth directors from different churches. I've been starting with emailing. Now I'm going out personally, contacting them. And of course, anyone can contact us at any time, too. And we'd love to sit down and talk with you. We have church members up as far north as Ely and Opal and across this region. And it continues to grow. And that's what we want. We want to continue to grow this base so that parents get that message, so they realize how important it is to send that message to their children that drug use won't be tolerated. We have a lot of parents that feel maybe if I don't talk about it, they won't do it. But research has shown us that doesn't happen, that they need to really send a clear message to their children how they feel about drug use and how they do not want their child doing it. And that really helps. We've also seen that youth that attend church on a regular weekly basis are much less likely to smoke or to drink or to use illicit drugs. That's another reason we wanted to talk to the churches and get them involved. On our website, we have a youth activity organization page, which is good choices for children because we do want to have that proactive stance. So we tell parents when they come to our programs, use that site. Search it for youth groups, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts. Search within so many miles of your home so you can find activities. We'd like, churches to come and place their youth group information on that page so that parents have more and more choices to work from. We also have support services if a family does need help, places to turn, places to go for help.
It sounds like you offer a lot of resources that could be of great benefit for congregations and families in our area, and we'll have to have that contact information out there. We could see if we could put that on the screen there. Thank you so much for all that you're doing, and we hope that it does indeed continue to grow more and more. Can you say a little bit about how the work has been meaningful for you? We began the program talking about some personal reflections and how this issue has personally affected your own lives. Can you say a few things about how this work has been rewarding for you?
The work is rewarding despite the fact that it's not a touchy-feely topic. It's hard. It's hard to go out and get local foundations to support us because it's not touchy-feely. So it's very tough to be recognized for doing something that's really good when you're addressing something that's really bad. And so that is truly always a challenge. But the thing that is so rewarding is that even if we get an opportunity to turn one young person around or to give the tools to a parent. See, this is what happened. This is what happened with my dear friend's daughter. She didn't know that her daughter was doing drugs until it was too late down the road. And she kept saying, if I only knew what I was looking at, if I only was made aware of what the signs are, the things that I always thought was just a teenager growing up and the things that teenagers go through. So many parents just don't know what those signs are. And so what's rewarding is when we have an opportunity to open the eyes of our parents, to tell them, look, 5th grade, now's the time to start talking to your children about it. Here are the tools. Here are the words to use. We are here to help guide you, to give you that message so that you can pass it on to your kids. The more times that you send that message, the greater the possibility and the opportunity that they won't use in the first place. And so that's what's rewarding. The other thing is that we have a toll-free number. And whenever I receive those calls, and I receive calls from all kinds of people, not just about their children, but I've received calls from wives concerned about their husbands, from grandparents concerned about their grandchildren, parents concerned about their older children that are married and have children of their own. The problem is so widespread that it's not just about our kids. But if we can reach it before they start to use, then we have a greater opportunity of making sure that those children continue to make good choices as they get older.
Indeed. Very, very true. More with the Alliance Against Drugs after we take another short break here on Lutherans Alive. Welcome back to Lutherans Alive. We continue our conversation with Kay Christ and Debbie Kehoe from the Alliance Against Drugs. We were talking a little bit about how the ministry or how the work of the Alliance has been meaningful for you in your own life. Debbie had a chance to share. Kay, how about you? How has the work with the Alliance been rewarding for you?
I find several things very rewarding. When we do programs, we ask parents either to go to our website and give us feedback, or we have surveys where we ask for their feedback, and just to read what they wrote. It helps me feel like maybe another family will be spared what my extended family went through. That to me is very rewarding. Or when I talk to them afterwards, I find that very rewarding. I also find it rewarding to talk to the recovering addicts that we bring in, to hear where they were and where they're headed now, and such a difference that they're getting from their rehabilitation and their hopes and goals and dreams for the future. I just find that to be very exciting, that maybe there are some people that we're turning around. I just find those things very rewarding on a personal level.
There may be some watching this broadcast, even now, that might be wondering if there is a problem with someone they love. Can you say some things about the warning signs? What are some things that parents and others can look for in terms of potential drug use?
Certainly. The first thing that we try to tell all of our parents is to trust their gut. If they sense that there's something going on, that they need to trust that and they need to go and get help and look for what is available to them. Some signs, kids, especially smarter kids, can pull it off a lot longer with their grades, but grades will start to drop. Friends, the friends that they would hang out with for growing up has changed. They're more secretive in their room with the door shut. Chewing on a lot of candy, using a lot of incense is also a potential sign. When children are using drugs, they have all kinds of excuses for making poor choices, for not wanting to continue to participate in sports activities or other school activities that were so important to them. And these are also signs. Kids that start to withdraw from their family and from their friends, that develop new friendships and new patterns of hygiene, of cleanliness, things that start to change. When you see change such as that, parents know their kids better than anybody. So when they see those changes, we ask them to trust their gut, to visit our website, to become a member with us. There is no charge to do that, but we'll keep them updated with the current trends and the things that are going on in their community, things for them to watch, with links to other resources as well, to view our videos on what help looks like and other important key aspects to helping to raise healthy children. But that's really the purpose, is to discuss and understand the risky behaviors as they're affecting our kids today.
Our children and our young people are precious gifts and have been entrusted to us by God. If we look through the eyes of faith, these children and young people have been entrusted to our care, and that extends to the whole community. Thank you for all that you are doing in this effort to help our young people and their families. And thanks for being here with us today on Lutherans Alive. God bless your work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for being with us today on Lutherans Alive. From wherever you're watching, we know that there is a Lutheran church somewhere in your community or near your community. We would be so very pleased to welcome you. Won't you come worship with us? We hope to see you in worship, and we hope to see you next time on Lutherans Alive.